Alright guys, what's going on? So today I think I'm going to try and do a couple things. Number one is wire up a switch for the EBPV, exhaust back pressure valve. As you can see, mine is still plugged in. I don't know how the truck has made it this far with it still plugged in. It obviously doesn't work. It's made for warming it up for cold starts. There's really no need to have it plugged in. Or yeah, to have it plugged in automatically. So I think what I'm going to do is unplug that and wire it to a switch, and it also acts as a smoke switch. So there's that. So I think I'm going to try and do that today. Also, I think, like, I've been having this dead miss. It's so inconsistent. The idle's a little bit choppy, like it'll just waver a little bit. When I unplug the ICP sensor, the idle completely levels out, but it still dead misses really randomly. So that kind of leads me to it's an injector thing, because there is a little bit of smoke. Like, there's a little bit of blue on startup, but like obviously it's a diesel, so yes, it's gonna have a leaky injector or two or three, or it could be like the sensor at the bottom of the fuel bowl there. I think it's like the FI. I'm not even gonna try, I can't remember now. But there's a sensor down there, it could be. And yeah, so I think I might as well just try cleaning this EBPV tube, because it's kind of right there. Hopefully I can get it off. Hopefully it's not seized up. So I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to do that first, and then I'll get into the switch for the EBPV. It's pretty easy. Like, it's just these two wires right here, so I just got to unplug it. I'm not going to be plugging it back in, so I can just chop these wires. I basically just got to ground this one, like the black one. It's like a black with a whatever stripe, and then this one you just run to a switch, a 2-pole switch, and then the other side, so this will run into the switch, and then the other side of the switch just to 12 volts hot, and it acts as an exhaust brake and lets you warm it up faster. By the way, I do have a chip coming, should be here next week, and it also acts as a smoke switch, so I'm going to do that. And also, if none of those do anything for smoke, here's my map sensor. I may just splice it, like tap into these. I've got a bunch of tap connectors. I may just run that to a switch too. And like, that's super easy to get at, so we'll see what happens with that. God, my nose is running. Allergies are so bad right now. So yeah, I'm going to try and get this this tube off. I'm probably gonna fail at it and then give up, but yeah, that's the plan right now. On that, I couldn't get this bottom one off. It was just in such a tricky freaking place. I'll probably attack it at some other point because I know I can get the top one off. It's just, I need a really, really long 5/8, or I need to like take out the inner fender. I don't know. But yeah, anyways. So here's my EBPV unplugged. It's got oil all over the sensor. Really probably was not doing anything. So I'm going to hook this up to a switch and see what happens. I don't even have a switch on me. I've just got wire, so I actually do need to go get it. Okay, I'm just realizing now. My AC is not hooked up to anything, so I should probably remove that condenser and get a new belt, because there's no point of this truck pushing that extra, so that would probably be a good call. And the belt's a little bit cracked anyway, so I'm going to add that as stuff to get. Yeah, there is 0 point of me having this on. and it'll just free up a little bit more room in the engine bay. Also, should get a new air filter. This one's pretty dirty. I'm going to start making a list. I can't get the air filter or a belt from where I'm from though. I need to go into a different town to get that. But I can get the switch out here, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so I was actually able to find a switch. Just a 2-pole on-off. And I found this push button one too. I don't think I can use that for anything. Unless it's like push on, push off. This would be a good glow plug switch. So I guess I'm gonna use this. Hopefully it's not blown or anything. And we'll plumb this in real quick and see what happens. I'll probably just connect it all with the right lengths of wire under the hood and then flip it on and see what happens. And then if it's all good, then I'll wire it into the dash. Let's do it. So since where did I put the wires now? Here. So since this doesn't even work at all, I'm gonna cut both these and I'm gonna put it back into the loom, the wiring harness. Over here, run it back in there. So it's kind of covered up with this conduit, and then come out of here, and then I'll ground it to, I don't know, maybe this bracket here or something. I think this would probably be a pretty good place. Ground that there. And then I can find a place to run it in through the firewall. Usually by the steering shaft is a pretty good place in the past, so I'll try and do that, but I'll just wrap it back in here so it'll be all nice and clean and tidy. And then I'll hook it up to a switch. There's my ground. This wire, I'm gonna put it right on the side here. Just need to get the right length and put it to there. And I also just decided against putting it in the conduit just in case something happens with my wiring. I don't want it catching like this whole harness on fire and then really destroying shit. So I'm gonna leave this outside, and I'll probably just throw some electrical tape in a couple places to hold it tight. Okay, here's the ground. Goes under the intake there. I'll put another piece of electrical tape there. Here is my wire from the switch, or to the switch, which will be in the cab, and then I'm just going to quickly do a wire from the switch to the 12 volt, and then we'll try it out. Hopefully it works, probably won't, and I'm okay with that, because the switch, like, it clearly wasn't doing anything. I thought it would have been disconnected or something, but no, it was connected. It just, yeah, so I don't know. Let's hook this part up and see what happens. Okay, so as soon as I touched this to this, I heard a clicking on the inside, so that would have been telling this to turn on, so we might be in luck here. So I flipped it off, and now obviously when I touch it, it doesn't do anything because it's not connected. But let's see what happens. Alright, she's running now. I'm gonna let it sit for like a minute. And then, actually no, this can be switched on right now. Let's see what happens. Sounds no different. As you can see, the idle's a little bit high. Okay, so yeah, this isn't doing anything. I'm gonna look into this. Okay, so that was weird. I shut the truck off, or I turned the key, and it stayed on. And then I flipped the switch, and then it shut off. You can hear it doing stuff. Weird. Alright, so I did some more reading. So I think I've got something else going on here. Like, I've heard there's like a regulator under the turbo that could go bad or not causing the EBPV to work. So that's fine. I thought I'd just try it, but if it's like completely not working, I'm not even gonna bother with it. So next one is, I guess I'm going to try and do a smoke switch here. This is my map sensor. So there's a green and a brown. This is what you use. From what I can tell, you just use some tap connectors, run them to a switch with the green and the brown. And I'd say that's it. So I guess I'm gonna do that instead. It kind of sucks that this didn't work, but oh well. Didn't take up that much of my time. So now I'm gonna see if this smoke switch will work. It's gonna be hard to tell. Like I probably will just wire in this switch anyway into the dash and see what happens, because it's gonna be hard to tell unless I really lug it down. So we'll try it and see what happens. So it's probably gonna take me 20 minutes to kind of button up this thing. I'm probably just gonna I'll toss this sensor back in just to plug the hole here. Oh, yeah, my nice big hands can't get in there. But yeah, so we'll be back in a couple minutes. Wires are through the firewall. This is up and over. Just gotta use my tap connectors there. Got some conduit there I can cover stuff up with. And there's the switch. It's all hooked up. I'll just pull some more wire through here. Get the wires a little bit shorter. I did have this one, but I don't know. That just feels better to me, so I'm gonna use that. I'm not gonna put everything back until I know that it's hooked up right. And yeah, so I'll pull these wires through here. Actually, I'll feed the wires through on this side because it's really tight pulling them through there, so. There's my connections here. I couldn't really find that much info on it, but from what I can tell, it's the green and the brown, and this is the brown as far as I can see. This is white, it's just really faded because there's a green, brown, and white, and it's supposed to be the green and brown, so hopefully these make good connections, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Well, it does start up, so smoke switch on. No check engine light. So either it's not making a good connection or it's the wrong wires, as far as I can tell. But last time I did a smoke switch, the light never came on either, so I have no idea. Alright, so it turns out this wire wasn't even really making a connection, so I redid that. And now I've got it, so of course it's backwards. Up is off, down is on, so now I need to flip this upside down, but that's why I didn't put anything back together, because I figured this would happen. So I'm gonna flip the switch upside down, and I guess we'll take it for a drive and see what happens. I don't think it's gonna do much. But I figure when the chip does get here, then it's really gonna start to make a difference. So yeah, I thought I'd just throw this in. Let's see what happens. Okay, gonna let it warm up for a sec, and then we'll take her for a rip and see if it does anything. I don't think it will, but okay, here's the idle. It's kind of like an on-off thing. It's weird. Drive didn't really do nothing for me. Pull all this out again. So yeah, I mean, that should be it. Like, this is a weird setup. Most of them are like the plug faces down. But okay, no, plug faces. That was such a mess. Yeah, no, I think I've got it right. It just isn't doing anything for me. I mean, like, I don't have the 6th position, so. Yeah, I've left this white one untapped. Yeah, so I've set it up right. It's just, it's not doing anything for me. I've heard you can, I mean, I guess I could just unplug it and see what happens. Okay, well, that concludes this episode of trying stuff and failing. So I wired up a smoke switch that doesn't do anything, but I got a feeling that it'll do good once the chip gets in. So I'm really excited for that. I wish that was going to be coming in this week, or like today or tomorrow, but whatever. So probably next video, new air cleaner, chip, get rid of this compressor. And yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.